Hello, Bame Farm fans. If you recall, we haven't seen the 66 in a whole lot of action besides getting the new tires on. So it's kind of been sitting waiting for repair for a while because of this. Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. This will hopefully be just a time fix instead of major parts, because the PTO lever doesn't stay where it's supposed to. There's probably a spring or a clip somewhere in there. That's my guess. It's just figuring out how to get into it. So it's knuckle busting time. Let's turn some bolts. So I did a little digging, and I found that spring deep inside the transmission, down on the bottom. It's hard to see much in there because of the light in the camera, but what we need to look up and see is right there. I can't get enough light. That is the end of the PTO lever, and what you can't see from that angle necessarily is that piece that's moving, not the spring, but that big chunk of steel. There's a couple divots, and there's supposed to be a spring and a detent ball, which is held in place by that nut. All the goodies I found inside the transmission, not the nail, but the spring and the screw, and that Allen-headed nut. The nail was my attempt for removing the roll pin from the handle. The spring and the screw, I think, was somebody's ill-fated attempt to fix this, and that spring is from the first time that the detent pin broke. So I'm glad they didn't even try to find it. They just, what did they expect happened to it? I mean, there's a screen and stuff, good screen on the suction for the hydraulic pump, so I didn't get sucked in there. But really, guys, didn't try to find all the loose parts? Hopefully that's not important. Stay tuned. There may be more fixing. Hopefully not today. It is a magnificent day. It's been a few days, maybe a week since I've last worked on this, searching for parts. Hopefully you guys can see what I got here. So this spring, and this is the detent. I call it a pin. The parts description calls it a rod cap. And if you look down in there, it's dark. But we'll put the spring in for demonstration. I think the spring goes in about that far. See how deep that is? This is mostly hollow. It's like a bullet cartridge or a used shell, except it actually has a rounded tip instead of a point. Yeah, I wish it was a ball. New Holland wants $230 for this. There's 4 left in a warehouse in the United States. We found a little tractor salvage yard down in Georgia that had one of these. So I'm gonna get a little oil to put on this. We're gonna stick it in the hole. This is the lever, or this is the pivot rod for the lever. That's where the detent goes in. Now I'm gonna oil this up a little bit. Seems like a good idea. Can't be anything wrong with that. Maybe it'll get oily while it's in there. But you know, this came out of a parts tractor. So I'll get some oil on these things to help them. The pin hadn't been oiled in a while. But that may explain the metal shavings. Like, this isn't very thick, and the chunks of metal I found wasn't glitter. It's actually pretty big. This could be a bit of a juggling contest here, because we got to put this in, and we got to reach in. There's a backside. So here's the lever. There's a backside with a similar shape inside, but there's 2 little holes partially through the metal. That detent pin goes in. It's about this shape. And then we got to put this nut on the back, and this nut has a special cap to it to sit in the back of the PTO lever to keep that from going too far, because you can go past the detent on the inside. So the pin is going in. The thing is to figure out, well, we're sitting against the end of the rod for the valve. There's a PTO valve inside, and it's got just a rod sticking out. It's not connected. This thing can flip around, incredibly far. It's not connected. Other models of Fords had it connected, and there was a detent ball instead. So we're gonna try to, that's pushed in. Yay. Can we get this? Huh, started. Where are you? There went my O-ring. What do I feel? I don't know what I'm feeling. Oh, it is sticking out. Okay. In the right place. We're doing this by braille. So I want to put that on first. Found it. This is a brand new O-ring out of a general collection of O-rings. There wasn't one here, but I figure there should be one based on the groove and the casting around the hole that it fits in. Here, this one fits in nicely. There's not oil against it, but it'll keep anything from splashing out. Uh-oh. Yep. We were almost in place. And now I gotta try to one hand. That's gotta be close. Spring pin. And we're gonna blindly do this also. Oh, please be close to something. Theoretically, it should match up because the lever is hitting that knob on that bolt. And then, if the detent is holding everything else in place, I could also use this nail. Ah, shoot. Oh, that wasn't good. It'll hold it there for the moment while I go searching for the roll pin. Okay, let's see how well I can get this together and not have it fall apart. Ah, better lighting. Okay, I should have had that there the whole time. Oh, I got a hammer. Found the roll pin. Let's see how well I can get this together. The roll pin is mushroomed at one end. Of course, next thing you know, it'll be my luck. This roll pin will break or something, and it'll go. This rod will go shooting into the transmission. Actually, it won't go far. Something is in the way, but it may let the detent fall out. There is a. Come on. Where? Probably not pushed out far enough. That nail fits, but it's not a tight fit. There we go. Found the right amount of wiggle. Didn't add too much more mushroom to our roll pin. Hammer, hammer, hammer. Well, there we are. Let's try it out. It stays! Yay, it's not running, but it's working. Off. Oh, no, so this is the opposite of some of the other Fords. The 28 and 2910 forward is on, so then you can use your leg and just kick the lever back, shut it off. Well, happy day, folks. You guys got to put the cover back on, just like when we took it off. Put some bolts in, blah, blah, blah. Put the oil in. There's the fill hole. Since this is a 5000 rear end, denote the color difference in the paint. There's a check plug on the other side to check oil level. But that's not why we're here. This is what we're here for. That was the important notes. So we'll call this a fun fixing video, and we'll catch you guys later with more fun farming action.